Hey, it's Ariel Anderson, and I'm here with you live on YouTube. We're talking about hunt or gather. What are we talking about there? Well, I think we do a lot of gathering of information, and we're kind of hunting around. Is also, are you going to hunt for something, gather something? But that was just a fun title, I'll be honest. But it was really about if you're a lifelong learner like I am, there's something that you do that's so filling. It helps you to feel more in control of the reality around, fertility that often we don't feel like we have control. You might not feel that either. And so I really wanted to dive into that today, and we're going to do that coming up next. So before we do, of course, I want to say thank you for just showing up here right now, whether you're here live or you're here on the replay. Showing up to experience something different. You might have a support system, your acupuncturist, your doctor, whoever. This is going on a different level. Yes, I have some of that information that you might get somewhere else, but really what we're doing is we're going underneath a couple layers and coming into your confidence. You can see I'm losing my voice a little bit here today, and the story that's blocking, the story that's going to help you move forward and to have clarity and joy and health inside of your path. Now, I do work mainly with people who are midlife. That means, over 30, 40 something, maybe 50 something. Excuse me. But I need a drink, excuse me. And there's a lot here for you too, if you're just having loss and struggles. All right. So definitely subscribe if this is interesting to you. We're here every Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. on the first Friday of every month. And the podcast, the first week of every month on Imperfect Parenting, is also for you. And we have a private group, this is kind of like a kickstart. This is the beginning, getting you rolling. What we're talking about today is kind of getting things rolling. You can kind of take away from today a little piece of what we do in the private group. It's a paid group coaching, go deeper, high touch situation. And that's coming up this Tuesday at 10 a.m. also Pacific. And so I want to just get you rolling, and you can go on your own, or if you want to come in with us, then you can apply for that. There'll be that link later in the description. All right, enough of that. I just have to tell you because I know some people want that. And if you don't, then that's what we're here for today. And that's why I show up, even without a voice. Excuse me. You can see I'm a little bit sick. No fever, don't know what's going on, but here it is. So let's keep going. So what is this about gathering that I'm talking about? Well, what am I talking about? I'm talking about all the gathering of information, all the collecting, the reading, the forums, and the asking other people the questions, all this kind of gathering. And I don't know about you, but that felt very important on my own fertility path. And it feels that important now. Anything that you're starting or you're launching into or relaunching, whether it's a business or it's, a new relationship, whatever it is that you're doing, when you're doing the beginning, you're kind of collecting all this information, especially if it's something that hasn't been going right. And let's face it, if you're here, things haven't been going completely right. It's just a fact. Excuse me. All right, I'm going to stop saying excuse me every time, but I'm going to take a drink. So I don't know about you, but at a certain point as a lifelong learner, my arms get really full. And I feel like, especially in the last couple of years, a lot of us kind of collect a lot of information, and it's wonderful to have that information. It's by gathering that information that you're gleaning pieces of wisdom, things that make sense for you, things that are helpful, things that sing to your soul. And that is valuable and useful. But there is a point at which you either need to stop or pause. And I want to dive into that a little bit more, okay? But before we do, I realize that often when I come on YouTube, I am chatty Cathy. I'm talking and talking because, one, it feels like that's what we're here for. It's a video, right? But I also realized that that is one piece of me, one version of what you get from me. And I want to really give you a taste, excuse me, and to have what you need to go all in. So I realized that I want to do a little more of what we do inside the closed group. So if you take a moment with me, I would love to have you close your eyes. See if you can get comfortable wherever you are. If you're driving, of course, don't close your eyes. Hopefully you're not watching a video while you're driving either, but you might be listening. My husband does that all the time. So, excuse me. I said it anyway. Take a deep breath in, gathering the energy that you need for this moment, and exhaling out in your own time everything that you don't need right in this moment. And I'd like to have you take a couple more breaths. Just noticing your body, where the comfort and discomfort is. Feeling what's there. And for a moment, I want you to feel your arms. Just really consider all that you have gathered, all the information that you have right now. Maybe you're feeling like, are your arms feeling heavy? Or does it feel like you need more? Only you can know that. If I ask you the question right now, do you feel confident to make a decision with all that's in your arms now about what comes next? Do you feel like you need to gather more, because the more information you have, the more you will be able to feel clear about what to do, because what you've been doing hasn't been working? Does it feel like I or somebody else has the answers that you do not? And if there are answers there, when was the last time you asked yourself? You asked your heart, your soul, your muse, your God, goddess, universe. And if you're touching in there, let's touch in now. Let's take a moment now and ask, is this a time to pause the gathering? Is this a time to listen, to receive, to feel? Maybe this is a time to move out of your mind and that thinking and the gathering and the ideas, and down into your body, that body that's asking for the deepening, the reconnection, the understanding, the mutual clarity together, the building of that relationship again, coming into that body. Is this a time to pause? And if so, what is there in that pause for you? And when I ask that question, just see if anything comes up now. Or maybe it will come in the next days, hours, maybe even weeks, I don't know. But does it feel for you to be a time of listening and pausing the gathering? And just putting that question out there without having to know the answer, but just being ready to receive the answer. And with that, perhaps your hand is on your heart. You're taking another natural breath for you in and exhaling out, and coming into this space again when you're ready, opening your eyes, being here with me, not just my voice but my smile that receives you. And I ask if there's anything that you want to share in the comments, something that came up, if it feels like, yes, I have enough information right now, or I'm over full, or no, I feel like I want more, but I'm not sure where to look. All of that, nothing is wrong or right. It's just what is, and it's yours. And where I want to go from this, we're now bumping up towards 11 minutes, and that's about what my voice can take today. But I wanted to open that door for you, that idea of whether or not you have enough for the moment, and then there may be the answers in you, or you're ready to receive them. And then what's there. And I think where we'll continue with this on Tuesday is really with what is there, because there often is something that your soul, your spirit, your heart is calling for. It might not be logical, might not be using your mind, and how important that is to dive into those things. And that's something that Yana and I talked about. There's a podcast that will be coming up probably next month. I have some mixing I want to do, and that's what we did. That helped with her moving forward inside of her pregnancy successfully, and holding that little one in her arms now. And I want that for you. And I do believe that sort of defocusing off of all the things you have to do for fertility is vital. And so I want to say one more thing, but let me take a drink. If there's anything that came up, related or otherwise, and you have a question, throw it down in the comments. You know I will answer it. It doesn't have to be related to this at all. It can be about anything. So definitely, if this is interesting to you, like, subscribe if you're new, and I will finish with this. There are a bunch of free things down below in the description. There are a couple, sorry. Excuse me. And as well, the application for the group, if that's interesting for you. Otherwise, I want to say this. There's nothing to be forced now. There's nothing that has to be. There's nothing that you are expected to do or feel or experience now. What I want for you is just to explore, just being open. It's full moon right now. In the next 24 hours, it's going to be really full moon. And so this is often a time of what you look at, you want to let go of, or kind of, say goodbye to, and what you want to bring in this next period as the, new moon, as you're moving towards the new moon, my brain. And so it's a powerful moment. Expect that there could be less sleep these days. That's very normal, that things can be stirred up in your relationships. It's Mercury retrograde as well, so take a breath. And this may not be a time for big decisions, if possible, especially related to travel, tech, contracts, and partners. And yet, it is a time for, revisiting things and reevaluating all the re's, like retrograde, releasing what doesn't make sense, and realizing, creating what does. And so just receive right now. All right, that's what I have for you today. I'm Ariel Anderson. I am a wellness coach, used to work in corporate coaching, and conscious parenting coach, which is really about being imperfect and being you. And you're already a parent if you're on this path. There's something that's calling you. Keep following that. Listen to your soul, listen to yourself. You are so wise. All right, I'll see you next Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific. And otherwise, maybe I'll see you on Tuesday and we can continue this conversation. Take care. Bye.